Monster Hunter Wilds reached a peak of 1,384,000 people, which is top 5 in the history of Steam of games that top that record. It is by far one of the most successful games ever, despite the negative reviews and the performance engine. That's why I said, we can complain about optimization, and you can bet your booty I will complain about optimization, but at the end of the day, they knew that we were gonna buy it anyway. But today's story is more akin that they bought it anyway. Let's talk about the sales, because Capcom released a statement for the shareholders right here, corporate investor relations page. You can see this is for the people that buy the stocks or something. Like, what is Capcom stocks? Okay, so they are traded in the Tokyo Stock Exchange. It makes sense. Let's take a look at like before the game launched until the game launched. Like the first beta, I think it was in October, right? So about here. And as you can see right here, it's been like a more or less steady way up. So the market has faith in Capcom, and I think this game proved that they were right in having faith on the sales. But the shareholder statement here. The new Monster Hunter Wilds roars past 8 million units sold with ferocious speed. Global initiatives help Capcom clear sales milestone in only 3 days. Okay, so the goal was 8 million. That kinda means that 8 million was the break-even point. We're gonna talk about that in a second. A company record, and yes, I mean, there is very few games that sell 8 million copies in less than a week. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance sold like 5 million in that same time, and it was like a roaring success, like breakneck speed, insane, crazy for a studio to sell 6 million, and Capcom sold 8. So you can imagine. Capcom promoted the appeal of Monster Hunter Wilds to a broad audience worldwide, which is like an important part of the strategy here. Like the reason that Monster Hunter is like bigger than ever is because Monster Hunter was always a very big thing in Japan. Like in Japan and Asia, and even I dare say South America, Monster Hunter was always a big franchise. But in the North American market, the European market, Monster Hunter was like a niche franchise. Like if you were to ask people back like 5 years ago, they would go like, oh yeah, that's that Nintendo game, I heard of it. It wasn't a big deal. Since World and Wilds, they started focusing on the American and the European market, and you can see it was very successful. So that's what they mean by worldwide. It was very much worldwide. 8 million units in 3 days, the fastest any game has done so in Capcom's history. And they are explaining here the summary of the game, and yeah, okay, those are the sales. Now I want to break down here the important part, milestone. What is 8 million copies? I am here with my best friend, the Google calculator. So 8 million, the full price of a game is $70. Of course, there is regional pricing, and regional pricing is a big deal because, as I said, the game is very popular in South America. In South America, you pay $50 more or less, depends on the country. But let's say for a minute here that they sold $70 every copy. That is times 70, and you might think, oh my god, that's a lot. No, Steam takes up 30%. PlayStation takes up 30%. They only get to keep 70% of that, so we're gonna multiply it by 0.7. And of course, you probably have to add up like 10% more cost on like distribution, taxes, whatever, and that's just gross revenue. Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out here. So we came up at a number of $352,800,000. Gross revenue in 3 days. Now you get to see why so many gaming companies are going broke right now, because this is a roaring success. They are killing it. They sold 8 million copies, and it is $325 million. You can see lots of games that cost like $200 million, and like they do not sell even 4 million. Gaming industry is way out of control. They are spending way too much money making games. We probably have to add to this situation that they wanted to have a margin, right? Like this is gross revenue. You want to have profits. I would say pre-tax, they probably want to look at something like 40%. So let's do 0.6 here. So they lose 40%. And what we got here, 211,680,000. That's a very rough estimation of what I think it costed them to make this game. It sounds more or less reasonable compared to the other AAA games. I mean, not reasonable. It is absolute insanity that a game can cost $200 million, but it sounds like well within the market prices. But this should tell you something. something, and this should tell you why they try to ship the game away as quickly as possible, right? Okay, Google, the super reliable source, is saying that it took them like 5 years to 6 years. I promise I am going somewhere here, okay? Because of the optimization, this is what I mean. So $210 million divided by 5 years, that is $42 million a year. Let's say to optimize the game, it would have taken them at least 3 months. I would say it would have taken them 6 months, because the game and the engine is a hot mess and a lot of things would have to be reworked. At the cost of development they have to spend 6 months developing the game, they would have to do half of this. So it would have costed them $21 million to optimize the game. Okay, that's just in development cost to optimize the game. And of course I am not covering marketing here. The game probably didn't break even yet. That's the crazy part. The game probably did not break even yet because of marketing, which is usually like as much as the game, maybe half, maybe as much. But like these are the very real numbers that people ask me, why do they not optimize the game? Are they stupid? Well, no. They just figure that they are not gonna sell $21 million more. I think they are wrong. I think they are wrong because 21 million we divided by 70 once again. If they sold 300,000 more copies, they would have made the money from optimizing the game back. But here's the thing, because the numbers also do not tell the full story. If they waited 3 months, not even 6, just 3 months, they would have come very close to GTA 6. Trust me, this game, even if it was amazingly optimized day one, and it was awesome because I think it is a good game, okay? Say what you will about the optimization, I am having a lot of fun, I think the game is great. Even if optimizing the game was free, if you had to wait 3 months or 6 months, God help your soul, GTA 6 would have killed this game. So as much as I like complaining about Capcom, I don't think they had much of a choice in releasing the game unfinished in the optimization sense. Like, if anything, we should be grateful that they finished the actual game at all, honestly. Of course, I say that, and this is, you should be very careful when you hear this, okay? I say that with the understanding that Capcom is right now working on fixing the game. They made their money back, they survived GTA 6. I think Capcom has a moral responsibility to fix the game. Those 3 months, you do not need a full development team to optimize the game anymore. Okay, the game is finished. The mechanics are finished. The maps are finished. We are talking about a handful of engineers working across a long period of time, yes, but eventually they should be able to finish optimizing the game. And I will be very mad if, say, in 6 months, optimization doesn't improve a lot, because there is a lot of things they can do to fix this game. Almost every graphical aspect of this game has a problem. But yes, I hope you get to understand why Capcom does the things that they do. I know it is very easy to assume that corporations are stupid, but the reason that they get to be huge corporations is because usually they are pretty smart, even if they screw us over. That's just the way it works. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.